Hello again. So now we're going to talk about the CLI. Remember that the CLI is a bash. We can access it directly here. Just have to do bash here, and you can access directly your all your resources, create resources by bash. So the thing is that we just saw in the previous video how to install PowerShell here. We'll see how to install CLI on Windows directly. Okay. So for that, you just have to go on the net. I'm going to open here on my super website, and I'm going to type, for example, download Azure CLI for Windows. So I just go here, and I can directly install it on my computer. So this is really fantastic. So you can install directly CLI on Windows here. So the conversion is 2078. And you can at any moment type az minus version to have the version. You can install it here. You can also invoke it directly from PowerShell. See, like this. So you can say invoke web request, but I'm going to directly download the MSI installer of PowerShell of CLI, sorry, and he's actually downloading directly this. So it's very simple. To verify after that you have installed it, you can open a bash shell for Linux on macOS or directly on command prompt of PowerShell. Okay, so meaning that you don't have to run CMD, for example, to run CLI. You can run it directly on PowerShell if you want. Okay, so I'm going to install it first. Maybe I did it before, so maybe he will tell me to remove it. Let's see, install it. Now it seems to be okay. So I directly install it on my computer, and he's doing validation about the CLI. And after, like I told you, I can run, I can install it, of course, on Linux or macOS, but actually I install it on my Windows 10 operating system. So he's actually copying the new file and installing the PowerShell CLI. And after that, I can just run my CLI directly from my computer. This is amazing here. Very, very nice. So be aware that in all the labs we'll see in the Azure admin training, we'll see how to use CLI or PowerShell. So we'll have a lot of example how to use deeply CLI in PowerShell. So he's updating the component registration actually. So that's going to be okay in several minutes. Okay, copying new file. And after I'm going to open my CMD or my PowerShell. So be aware that it's more like bash, okay? So meaning that the best practice is to run, I prefer to run, this PowerShell text command, okay? Because this is really more like bash, see? Like if you had putty, for example. So I just wait he's finishing the copy of the CLI in Windows, and just do a clear of the screen, CLS. By the way, that you know that CLS it's not a command, it's just an alias. Okay, if I do get alias CLS, it's a clear host. Okay, I don't know if you know that. Yeah, woohoo! You learn a fantastic command. Yeah, that CLS is not a command, it's just an alias. Okay, come on. So gotta wait here. So you have a lot of information here on this website. If you were going to go in documentation, go here. So that's it. So let's do it here directly. So first what I can do is that I can type az and minus version. Okay, if I do that, okay, first of all, I must go away from it. Okay, let's do it by my CMD. Okay, let's type az minus version. Okay, I think it's better here. So he will just, open AZ, and I can just see the version that is actually installed on my on my computer. I'm going to open again PowerShell. Okay, and I'm going to run it with admin. So if I do that here also, let's put it like this and like this. Okay. Okay, so if I do, oh, sorry. So that's the Windows, yeah. AZ logging. So it seems to be okay. So, because just before I didn't do it correctly. So AZ version. Hey, stupid. AZ version. That's it. So after you want to log in directly like I did with PowerShell, you can, okay, let's do it directly here on my PowerShell. It's better. So I can do now type AZ login, and I will connect directly, of course, through a web browser. And I can go here on this account here, and you have logged into Microsoft Azure. You can close these windows, or it will redirect to the command here, so to the Azure. So if I go here, now I'm connected. So see, it's a little different. It's like a JSON format here. So I can say, for example, let's say I want to create, for example, a new resource group, like I did in PowerShell. I do AZ a group, but I don't have any tabulation. That's the issue. That's why, AZ group. I do create here. I do the name. So let's say PowerShell. Okay, and I do location, and let's say West Europe, for example, West Europe. Okay, so he's creating for me directly this new resource group, and I can do now, for example, AZ group list, and I can have all my group list. Okay, so remember that the best thing is to do output table here, and this is more readable. Okay, so you can even do some query. For example, you can query if you want to create, for example, I don't know, a special resource group. You do like this. You do AZ group, for example, list, and you want to do query. So you do query like that. So query, and let's open here like this code here, and you go here and you open 2 times the bracket. So no, it's this one, and this one, and inside it you say, okay, I want to search, for example, for names. So I will type like this name, and I will do equal, yes, and I can give the RG name. So for example, let's take this one. I'm going to say, for example, training. That's it. And that's okay. If I do that, he will search for all the AZ group with the name training. See, so it's very special. I know that. Okay, so okay, so that's it. We'll go more further on our of course on CLI, but you can here go directly on the on this website. You have the Azure CLI. You can have some example. Get started with the Azure CLI. See, as it login, you can see how, for example, you want to have information about all your SQL database. You type AZ SQL Server, for example, or AZ Web App, or AZ Cosmos DB, finding command, AZ find circuit. So you have a lot of information here. You have something, I love it, is the AZ Interactive. Wow, this is fantastic. Okay, so if you type this one, I love it. So you want to see how is it the AZ Interactive. So if I go here and I type AZ Interactive, so AZ Interactive, normally you access a special command where you can use tabulation. It's quite nice when you start to use CLI because it will help you to have a interactive. So something you just type the first command and it will help you. So let's say yes to send telemetry to Microsoft. I'm a very nice boy. So here, okay, so it's actually loading. So I can directly type what I want. Okay, so for example, if I type AZ, like, okay, he's actually loading. Let's do enter to refresh. Okay, that's better. So he's yeah, he's coming outside. Okay. So if I do group, for example, yeah, group C, for example, group create. Wow, this is nice. I'm sure you love it. I'm sure you love it. I so great. So I think that AZ Interactive is it's working nicer if I do it with CMD. Let's try it. CMD and type AZ Interactive. I think that's because PowerShell doesn't like a lot. So AZ Interactive. I think it's better with this one. Okay. So So he will. It's quite nice because it helps you the first time to use the CLI. See, oh, that's better. See, if I do group here, group, I do, for example, create, create. After, he tell me the name, for example, the resource. So let's say, for example, it's quite nice because I just typed some slow, but if I do now, okay, see, so if I do name, for example, name, and I do test2, and if I do now location, for example, location, I do space, and here, he showed me that. So it's quite like a graphical thing, but it's nice, see? And I just do enter, and he created for me, of course, this new one. Okay, so I hope that you're very happy with all this information. So thank you very much, and we'll see in the next lecture. We're going to talk about resource manager. Bye-bye.